This is the one. Welcome in, you guys. Pull up a seat. Stay a while. Get comfortable if you want to. I'm Coach Noah, also known as the Slim-Killa. You want to make programmable changes to your life? So today, I'm your guy. We have a 3-step progressive program that takes your overall goal and segments it down into smaller, more achievable hurdles. Starting here at number 1. Define your clear long-term goal. Gain weight, lose weight. Maybe you want to be stronger. Maybe you want to be faster at running. Maybe you're focusing on injury. You define it. This part of goal defining should be very vague. Once we get a sight on what we imagine, right? Close your eyes. What would your goal self look like? How would your goal self feel? Once we have a glimpse of that person, we're going to start narrowing in and we're going to start going into detail about what that goal defines. The two things we'll typically see when we close our eyes, the very vaguest part, is we're either going to add weight or we're going to lose weight. Now that we've defined our main goal, lose weight or gain weight, here's when we get specific. The first steps of getting specific, Google what different weights would look like on your frame. For myself, I'm 6'2". I would type in, what does 200 pounds, a healthy 200 pounds or a lean 200 pounds of muscle look like on somebody that's 6'2"? What about somebody that's 220 pounds? At 6'2". The second part of that is just looking at what different body fat percentages look like. What does 10% body fat look like on a man? And doing the same thing. Those are the two things that we start with, is our weight, what's our ideal weight, and what body fat percentage would that be at? If your goal is more strength-based, what are the specific strength modalities that we're trying to improve? Are we looking for stronger body parts? Is our focus more, I want big, strong legs? Or is our strength focus a little more number-based? I want to hit a specific number. I know in my lifetime I want to squat 600, 700 pounds. If your goal is mobility based, are we looking for injuries that we're trying to overcome? Are we looking to improve our energy? What's our energy look like now? What is our goal for the energy? Maybe it's, I want to be able to play with my kids. Ask yourself the hard hitting questions here. Ask yourself why you're doing it and what you want to see. You're allowed to be as selfish as you want here. Be selfish as possible. While we're at this point in the video, I'm going to have you stop, kind of answer some of the questions that I just asked you. Write them down and really think about what it is that you want, right? This is the start of our goal process. We need to define what it is that we're looking for. So go ahead and pause it. Did you do it? Are you back? You got them all written down? Okay, back to it. We've taken our 2 biggest timestamps in our journey, where we currently are and what we want to become, where we want to be. That's a lot of space in between. What we're going to do is set up small checkpoints or small goals that lead up, that compile into our major goal. For this, I'm going to use an example person. So let's take a kid. He's perfectly 100 pounds soaking wet. His goal is to be 200 pounds at 10% body fat. That's a big journey. It wouldn't be unheard of to set his markers at every 5 to 10 pounds. 100 to 200 pounds is a huge jump, but 100 to 105 is pretty doable. The other part of this is the timing. Say if we have a birthday coming up, a big trip, maybe we're going on a cruise, maybe we have an anniversary. It's really good to align our goals with events in the future. This is going to keep us more honest, more focused on the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's going to keep us more motivated. If I know that I've got a trip coming up, 5 weeks, I'm going to get my butt in gear. If a couple weeks into my training, I'm like, I'm pretty far away from my goal, that means these next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I really have to lock in. Now we're starting to see a structure. Instead of this long journey, we now have dates and times that we can sort of stick to. Now that we've talked about our second step of this program, we need to talk about the importance. Mental satisfaction. This is a very long journey that we're embarking on. We're not committing ourselves to a month of trying. We're committing ourselves to a very long-term goal. By giving ourselves smaller tunnels to go through, we stay constantly excited and more optimistic about getting to that goal, about seeing that dream come to fruition. We're gonna take my guy, for example, again. My guy is excited looking in the mirror, seeing 5 pounds add on at a time. He was this 100 pounds kid. He felt like he couldn't do anything for himself, but now he's starting to make progress. And every time he makes progress, he's looking back and going, man, I can't believe how far I've come. In comparison, let's take somebody that hasn't done that and hasn't set short-term goals. This kid's already hit a couple goals. Say he's at 120, 20 pounds of muscle. Mixed in with a little bit of fat. He's already put on 20 pounds. That's insane. That is a good amount of work. And he's looking ahead and going, man, I've done all that work and I've only put on 20 pounds. I still have 80 to go. All that work just led me to a fifth of this journey. What's the point? And if we can take a second to be serious, more often than not, that person won't reach their goals. That's super heavy. Because he'll think he never had the ability to achieve them in the first place. It's a very important step because we're going to have a ton of setbacks in our long journey. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten injured, how many times I've had this or that happen. So setting these small goals that we leapfrog and we continue to chip away at is mandatory in order to make it to that major goal. Finally, we're on to step 3. We have our overall goal, we have our short-term goals. Now, how do we get from one goal to the next? Right? How does he get from 100 to 105? To put it simply, we're going to take where we're at now and the next goal in our journey and compare the two. What needs to change in order to get to this goal? Now, before you go freaking out, I've got 7 variables that can help you get from one goal to the next. And they go as follows: stress management, sleep management, nutrition, water consumption, strength training programming, cardio programming, and mobility programming. What changes from those 7 variables will get you from where you're at now to that first goal or that next goal in the journey? Now, that's a lot. You may feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose. I know I sure did when I first started training. Maybe you're filled with uncertainty about knowing what the best changes are, or which variables should be improved at which times, or how do I even change variables? How do I make programs for myself? I don't know how to lift. How could I possibly create a lifting program and progress myself? The fear of not knowing what to do or what changes to make at what time makes us feel vulnerable. The solution to this fear of the unknown is working with an expert and getting a second set of eyes on your programming. Working with an experienced personal trainer or fitness instructor is going to allow you the comfort of offloading all of your programming and changing of your variables, managing your variables, so you can focus on the work at hand. The expert allows you the comfort of giving you the objective truths. What is and is not right, what is and isn't going to help you towards your program. They're there to program the definitive path to help you to your goal, as well as keep you in check to make sure you're actually heading towards them. The analogy I like to use is bowling with the bumpers up. When we try this by ourselves, we're bowling with the bumpers down. When we try things on our own, we can tend to spiral out a little bit. Am I doing this enough? Am I doing that? I think I'm doing this enough. Oh, I'm injured. I need to, and we'll end up with a gutter ball. When we have an expert and put those bumpers up, we will, no matter what, hit the pins. Even if we start to spiral out of control, we're going to bounce off of the security and the objective truths of that professional and still head straight towards those goals. Now, to cap things off, this is where I'm going to offer my experience and expertise as a personal trainer. If you're looking for these bumpers to keep your program in check and give you the comfort of knowing that you're going to hit your goal no matter what, then book a one-on-one call with me down below. We'll discuss what training together would look like, as well as answer any questions or concerns that you have about this process. There is a small $20 fee, but that will go straight towards your first month of training if you sign up for a program. So if you are interested in that, exit the video, scroll down, click on that button. It'll take you to my payment portal. As soon as the payment goes through, I'll reach out to you myself and set up a time to call and get to know each other. But whichever way you go, keep getting after it. And I look forward to working together because there's not a doubt in my mind that you've got this.